All right, hey everyone, welcome back for another Treats for the Beast. Yes, I did miss last week, and I'm sorry about that. It was a crazy busy week. Lots going on. What was last week? Last Thursday was, yeah. Lots going on after the speaking gig that I had. I just got my new 3D printer last Tuesday, so I've been getting it up and running. Um, and yeah, without skipping a beat on that, I have been prototyping, excuse me, been prototyping and developing my first series of art toys. So I have run off a print of the Snuffles toy that I showed you, um, which is here. I'm getting ready to paint it at the moment. Some of you may or may not already be familiar with Brian the Brain Beast. This is the size that I want to do him as an art toy, with custom bases and stuff, and all different paint jobs. This is my second newest design, the Retro Robot for this month's Jam. And at the moment, because I haven't glued them into place, these are actually articulated. The first one I did, the Lizard Wizard. The second one I modeled, Merc, the eyeball monster. These are some of my early prints, so I'm just filling in some of the gaps because I was running on fast settings, so I could just get them printed and test that they can actually stand upright and all that sort of stuff. So they don't have the super fine detail settings done yet. The newest one, and my last one for now, is the RoboCappy from Snuffles the Indomitable. If you've read Snuffles, you'll recognize this little guy. This is actually a bit bigger than what I'm going to make it, because, I mean, look at the size of it compared to the Lizard Wizard. It's mammoth. So I'm making it a little bit smaller. That's the new size version is printing now. And I've got to make a few changes, like I've got to make these little feet. I really like how dainty they are, but for practicality standpoint, I need to make them a bit bigger. So I have to make those a bit bigger because at the moment it can't stand up. It's too front heavy here. So where this one is raised, it tips over. So that is what it is. It's very cute though, so I can't wait to just make the few little changes that I've got to make and then go again and get it ready to go. So yeah, those are done. I've been doing so many iterations and stuff. This is the very first Lizard Wizard that got printed, and it was my first version of the model where I had the tail raised, and without the base glued on, it would just tip over. So the new version has its tail touching the ground so it can stand up by itself without a base on it. So I'm really, really excited about that. And I'm really impressed with this new 3D printer. I got the Bambu A1, and this is a miniature that I've printed out on it. Let me see if I can get the camera to focus on the little guy. Just with an 0.4 nozzle, not even with an 0.2, which is what I used to use for minis when I had my old printer. And it's so good. Somebody else did the hard work of figuring out the settings for that one. I just got that out of the little Bambu app, but yeah, I'm just so impressed with it. Even this is on like pretty fast settings. It was on adaptive layer height, but I didn't slow it down or anything like that. It was a 7-hour print, and it's pretty fine detail. I'm really happy with it. I will be finally printing off another life-sized Brian to go in my backdrop and everything soon. And I will be printing Danny Ketch's Hell Cycle to go with my Danny Ketch Ghost Rider figure here, eventually. So I'm trying to get one nice version of each of these figures ready for Supernova next weekend, to have on display at my booth so people can come check them out. If they're interested, they can put their names down, maybe put a pre-order down, that sort of thing. So trying to get those done. What comics related stuff have I been doing? It's been a busy couple of weeks. I haven't done a lot of new comic stuff, to be honest. I've got Devon and Lewis and I had a bit of back and forth just on the last couple of pages of Snuffles the Indomitable before the beginning, and we approved those thumbnails. So Lewis has started on the actual pages now, so that is coming along. I need to work on some scripts soon. I've got a couple of things that have been gnawing at me, but I've just been trying to get these toys. The toys have just been on the brain, so I've just been trying to get that out of my head and get that process started, so that that can be doing its thing while I'm writing. Yeah, so I will be working on Northern Mayhem again soon. And I'm gonna start working on the first arc of Snuffles the Indomitable soon. I've figured out where that arc stops. I've written down like the dot points of the chronological order of events for that arc. So I'm gonna start jotting down pages and go from there. I'd love to get an editor for Snuffles the Indomitable, but for the web series, but I just don't think I'm gonna have the money for that. So I'm gonna make the webcomic as best as I can, and then eventually I will get an editor before I do like graphic novel trade release, the whole first arc as a trade or a couple of trades or something like that. Figure that out. And I'll probably have to redraw some stuff, but it is what it is. We'll see. See how it's going. I think that's about it for new stuff right now, to be honest. I'm working on a few commissions. I'm working on some sketch cards. I've just really, really been nose to the grindstone as hard as possible around family visiting last month and lots of doctor's appointments and just other things like that, errands that have to be run. Trying to get ready for the convention next weekend. So around convention time, a lot of new stuff doesn't get made because I'm trying to finish making, printing and cutting and folding all the zines and printing and laminating and cutting all the stickers, bagging and boarding comics and all that kind of stuff, getting ready for the convention. So there's not a lot of new news other than these models. That's the new stuff that I've been making, so that I could get them ready to go to the 3D printer and I can just have that humming away while I work on everything else. Yeah. Tell me which one is your favorite. Which model do you like the most? I've got a couple of other D&D minis based off my art that I got made when I got Brian made. So those will get turned into art toys as well, but they're not the ones that I'm worrying about for Supernova. I just wanted to have a few of these original models that I modeled, the Snuffles, and a art toy size Brian the Brain Beast ready for Supernova. So I've got almost all of those printed once this capybara is done. I will put it on a base and I will get these primed, sanded, all that sort of stuff ready to give them a quick coat of paint as a proof of concept before Supernova. So hopefully I'm not going to paint any of them until I've primed all of them and see how I'm going for time. I would like to have them painted, but that's not necessarily gonna happen. We'll see. We will see what happens. Ah, shoot. I just dropped a lizard wizard down the other side. I think he's okay. I don't think I broke anything. Yeah, that's about all the news from Brain Beast Studios here right now. I don't really know of any new anthologies right now. I haven't really kept my eyes open this last week or so. But I'll keep an eye out for next week and see what's happening. Of course, though, if you are an Australian artist, the Sketch Club Jam is open for this month, which is Retro Robot. I will link that in the comments below, and you can sign up for that. If you are interested in being on the mailing list for those, if you're an Australian artist, just comment below and I can sort that out for you. I'm going to have a mailing list sign up sheet soon. Currently, you can sign up for the mailing list by signing up for the current jam, but I will make a sign up sheet later for the Sketch Club mailing list generally. Yeah. Yeah. Is there much else going on? Not really. Today I'm just cutting and folding a bunch of Oh the Humanity ready for Supernova. It's just all getting ready for Supernova. I'm a little bit behind because March got so disrupted. So it's just go, trying to get ready for that. And I'm just waiting for Jenny to finish the pages for the Network Man Genesis before Double Billing #2 can be made ready for print. And we're waiting for Lewis to do the pages for Before the Beginning, before we're ready to send that to Kickstarter. So yeah, that's where we're at currently and waiting on a lot of comics projects. I haven't had time to do writing for a few weeks because I was, been doing a bit of new artwork, a bit of this 3D modeling, lots of interruptions in March and getting ready for Supernova. So I am hoping to get some writing time very, very soon so I can update some scripts, maybe share a couple of script pages on here. I really should be posting more photos of what I'm working on. It's really hard to remember to do that on here, especially because there's no app. I've got to like go and log onto the website and remember to do that. So that's a struggle for my ADHD. But yeah, that's where I'm at. That's what's news. What's news for you? What do you guys want to hear me talk about for next week for Treats for the Beast? If you're watching this on YouTube right now, you'll probably have noticed that there's been a couple of weeks delay between the last one and this one on YouTube, and that's because I accidentally had to miss a couple of weeks, and so they're all a bit out of whack now. So I'm gonna hold off on publishing this one on YouTube until the time that it would have normally been published. So there just wasn't one for a couple of weeks last week and then a couple of weeks ago, but I just kept publishing them on those weeks. So now I've just kind of run out of my advanced ones, unfortunately. So I'm going to hold this one until it's correct day, and then we'll be back to the regular posting schedule. Yeah, that's that for now. I will get this, get subtitles done and get this up, and I'll see you all next week. Next week, I might have some art or writing updates for you once I catch up a bit on this Supernova prep. So I'll see you then.